From a young age I felt different. There was a dissonance between who I was on the inside and the expectations placed upon me. I saw the world through a different lens, a perspective that didn't seem to align with the norm. It was subtle at first, like a quiet hum in the background of my life. But as I grew older, the hum grew louder, demanding to be heard. I remember watching movies and feeling drawn to the female characters. I would imagine myself in their shoes, living their lives, feeling their emotions. At the time, I didn't have the language to describe what I was experiencing. I didn't know that my feelings were valid, that they were part of a larger spectrum of human experience. Growing up, I was surrounded by traditional values and expectations. Boys were supposed to like girls, and girls were supposed to like boys. Anything outside of that binary was considered wrong, taboo, something to be ashamed of. So, I buried my feelings deep down, hoping they would eventually disappear. But feelings don't just disappear, do they? They linger in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And resurface they did, with a vengeance. Adolescence was a turbulent time. My body was changing, hormones were raging, and I was bombarded with messages about sexuality. But these messages seemed to be speaking a language I didn't understand. It was like everyone else had received a manual that I was never given. The more I tried to suppress my feelings, the stronger they became. I was trapped in a constant cycle of denial and shame. I felt like an imposter, pretending to be someone I wasn't. The weight of this secret became unbearable, a heavy cloak I carried everywhere I went. At night I would lie awake for hours, staring at the ceiling, my mind racing. Who was I? Why did I feel this way? Was there something wrong with me? These questions haunted me, stealing my peace and leaving me feeling lost and alone. I sought answers in books, magazines, and the nascent world of the internet. I devoured any information I could find about sexuality, hoping to make sense of my own. It was a time of intense introspection, of questioning everything I thought I knew about myself and the world around me. The internet became my lifeline. In online forums and chat rooms, I discovered others who shared my feelings, who understood the struggle of being different. For the first time, I felt seen, heard, validated. These virtual spaces became my refuge, a place where I could be myself without judgment or fear. I connected with people from all walks of life, each with their own unique story to tell. We shared our experiences, our fears, our hopes. We offered each other support and encouragement, reminding each other that we were not alone. It was a revelation, a powerful reminder that there is strength in numbers. This online community gave me the courage to start exploring my own identity. I began to accept the possibility that I might be gay. It was both terrifying and liberating. Terrifying because it meant confronting years of internalized homophobia. Liberating because it meant finally acknowledging a fundamental truth about myself. Through these online interactions, I began to understand that being gay was not a choice. It was an inherent part of who I was. And if others could embrace their truth, then maybe, just maybe, I could too. There wasn't one specific event that led to my self-acceptance. It was a gradual process, a slow dawning of realization. It was in the quiet moments of reflection, in the conversations with my online friends, in the books I read and the movies I watched. One day, it just clicked. I looked in the mirror and saw myself for who I truly was. Not the person I thought I should be, but the person staring back at me. And in that moment I felt a surge of acceptance wash over me. It was both exhilarating and terrifying. For so long, I had lived in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But in that moment of self-acceptance, something shifted within me. The fear didn't disappear entirely, but it no longer held the same power over me. I realized that I deserved to live authentically, to embrace my truth without shame or apology. I deserved to be happy. And that realization was more powerful than any fear. Section 5. First Steps of Courage. Sharing with friends. Coming out is a deeply personal journey, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. For me, it felt important to start by sharing my truth with those closest to me, the people who knew and loved me unconditionally. I confided in a close friend first, someone I trusted implicitly. I was nervous, my heart pounding in my chest as the words tumbled out of my mouth, but to my relief, she met my revelation with acceptance and love. Her response gave me the strength to continue sharing my story. One by one, I told my other friends. Some were surprised, others already had their suspicions, but every single one of them responded with love and support. They embraced me for who I was, not who they thought I should be. Their unwavering acceptance gave me the courage to take the next step, coming out to my family. Section 6. Family Matters, a mixed bag of reactions. Coming out to my family was a more complex experience. It was met with a mixture of reactions ranging from unconditional love and acceptance to confusion and denial. Some family members embraced me with open arms, their love and support unwavering. They listened without judgment, asked thoughtful questions, and assured me that I was loved for who I am. Their acceptance was a beacon of light, a testament to the power of family. Others struggled to understand. They came from a generation where being gay was often misunderstood and stigmatized. Their reactions stemmed from a place of love, but also from fear and a lack of understanding. I knew that it would take time for them to come to terms with my truth, and I was patient with their process. There were also a few family members who rejected me outright. Their words cut deep, leaving me feeling hurt and betrayed. It was a painful reminder that not everyone would be accepting, even those closest to you. Section 7. Navigating the world public and proud. Coming out is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing process. Once I had embraced my truth and shared it with my loved ones, I had to navigate a world that wasn't always accepting. There were stares and whispers, awkward encounters and hurtful comments. I faced discrimination, both subtle and overt. It was a constant reminder that being gay still came with its share of challenges. But I refused to let the negativity define me. I held my head high, determined to live my life authentically and openly. I surrounded myself with supportive friends and allies, and I found strength in the knowledge that I was not alone. I learned to educate those who were willing to listen. I challenged stereotypes and misconceptions, advocating for myself and for the LGBTQ+ community. I refused to be silenced or shamed into hiding who I was. Section 8. Finding my tribe, the power of LGBTQ+ community. Finding the LGBTQ+ community was like coming home. Here were people who understood my experiences, who shared my joys and my struggles. It was a space where I could be myself, completely and unapologetically. I attended pride events, joined LGBTQ+ organizations, and connected with other queer individuals. I found mentors and role models, people who had paved the way for me and countless others. Their stories inspired me, their resilience empowered me. The LGBTQ+ community provided me with a sense of belonging that I had never experienced before. It was a space where I could celebrate my identity, where I could be visible and proud. It was a reminder that I was part of something larger than myself, a vibrant and diverse community that embraced difference. Section 9. Living Authentically, a journey of self-discovery. Coming out and embracing my true self was the most liberating experience of my life. It was a journey of self-discovery, of shedding the weight of societal expectations and embracing the person I was always meant to be. It wasn't always easy, but it was always worth it. Living authentically allowed me to experience life with a depth and richness that I had never thought possible. It allowed me to connect with others on a deeper level, to build genuine and meaningful relationships. Embracing my gay identity was not just about my sexual orientation, it was about embracing all aspects of myself. It was about living my truth with integrity, compassion, and authenticity. It was about living a life that felt true to me, not the life that others expected of me. Section 10. To those still searching, you are not alone. If you are struggling with your sexual orientation or gender identity, please know that you are not alone. There are people who care about you, who want to support you, and who will love you for who you are. Coming out is a deeply personal journey, and there is no right or wrong way to do it. Do what feels right for you, in your own time and in your own way. Surround yourself with supportive people, and don't be afraid to reach out for help if you need it. There are countless resources available to support LGBTQ+ individuals, both online and in your local community. You are not alone, and you deserve to live a life that is authentically yours. Remember, your identity is your superpower. Embrace it, celebrate it, and never let anyone dim your light. You are perfect just the way you are.